Hello divas and dollies, welcome back to my channel. As you can see here, I've got these three little Disney princesses to review. And it's very nice because these two are from the Enchanted Stories collection, so they actually have real fabric clothes instead of that molded on like cheap glorified action figure bullshit that they had before. Although they don't have the whole lineup, they do have at least these characters available right now. Although I hope that they do include Mulan and Pocahontas and like, some of the other ones, just because why are y'all gonna have them there for representation if you're not gonna be giving them full fabric outfits these days? And we have my girl Moana over here from the second movie. I have not seen the second movie, I don't care for it. First movie's really great though. But yeah, here we got a look of all of these gorgeous divas. Now these two over here were about $14 from Walmart, I believe. I don't exactly think that $14 just for like regular cheap paper feeling fabrics like is decent or like just, you know what I mean? I feel like these should at least be like $11.99 at like most expensive, but that's just my opinion. It seems to me like these girls don't really have that much pixelation going on. Although Rapunzel over here looks a little bit robotic in the face, but whatever, I guess. Can't really do much with that Mattel face paint sometimes, or these days rather. But yeah, here we have the gorgeous box artwork. All the little divas over here. Miss Moana over here obviously is from her second movie, so I just wanted to get her because I only have one Moana doll in general, and this one has removable fabric clothes anyway, so it's a win for me. Starting off with her, we just have this very slim box with the Disney Moana 2 logo right there and the Mattel logo, as well as the gorgeous CGI artwork of Miss Diva herself. I really love all of the art that they used on the background and stuff. Very cute. Definitely very on theme with like the Polynesian iconography and stuff like that, which is very nice. And as we move on to the back, we just have that Moana 2 logo over here, as well as that little text, and more of her kind of like stock art and whatnot. Very pretty. I do remember when Moana was like the newest Disney princess being released. I think I was in like middle school when she first dropped, but yeah, really love this diva, especially her very expressive face. And then we got Miss Rapunzel over here. I love Rapunzel's personality. I feel like I am the most like her in terms of like the Disney princesses, because she's just waiting for her life to begin and she's just perpetually bored locked up in that tower, and I really feel her, honestly. But yeah, got the gorgeous diva over here and the window into the doll. I do believe that she has polypropylene hair, and I don't understand what the hell Mattel's deal is, because she's supposed to have long, luscious, soft, great quality hair, and polypropylene just ain't it. You know what I mean? It's dry feeling, it turns to crap when you dry brush it, and it's just overall a really cheap, fiber, and I don't know why Mattel decides that, that's the fiber that they're gonna use for the doll with the longest hair, you know what I mean? But whatever. Got that gorgeous artwork right over here, as well as the Enchanted Stories logo and the regular Disney Princess logo. And moving on to the back of her box, just says create Rapunzel's world. We have all of the other stuff here. I will say that I do wish that this gown was maybe 1 inch or a couple centimeters longer, because I don't know, it just looks like it cuts off at a really weird length or whatever, but that's just my opinion. And then we have Miss Jasmine over here, our diva. Got that gorgeous artwork right there, more of the logos, and the window into just the doll herself. Then we got the back right over here, which shows all of the current sparkling Enchanted Story dolls that you can get. And like I said, I do really hope that they put Mulan and Pocahontas and Snow White and the other girlies up there soon, because, you know what I mean, why are y'all gonna have them as characters and not even represent them with the correct separate fabric removable outfits, you know what I mean? But yeah, in the next clip all of these divas are gonna be out of their boxes. here we've got the three gorgeous princess divas out of the box, and starting off with Miss Moana over here. She's honestly got the most luscious, softest feeling hair out of all of them. I believe that they used saran for this, and it's just this very nice, like, you know, jet black. And like I said before, it's very soft, it's very nice, it's very heavy. And they definitely like rooted a lot, for sure. And she's got this very, very expressive face with these very, very chunky like eyebrows. And I remember literally when she released, like back when I was in middle school, I thought that those eyebrows were like the definition of like 2016, 2017 brows. And then she's just got very minimal makeup on. It's just this little winged eyeliner and blush on her face. And she seems to have this kind of like pinkish like lip stain on or whatever. And the only thing that she really comes with is her little heart of Tafiti, as well as this little gown that she has. I will say that Disney stays not giving like Moana her justice in terms of like, you know, these outfits and whatnot, because this is obviously supposed to have like a straw like underlayer of some sort, and this is supposed to be like a draped fabric like over it, and it's supposed to have just like not volume, but like it's supposed to be multi-layered with like different like materials and whatnot. But at least it's fully removable, so I can go ahead and just like, you know, make my own like skirt for this dress. And then she comes with this little anklet right over here. Just looks like it's made out of like some sort of straw and like beading or whatever. And then here we have that necklace up close. It's just this kind of like transparent, like kind of like sparkly gummy like blue or whatever. And then her top has just got like one shoulder like right over here, like one sleeve I guess. And that's really all they wrote for Miss Moana. I'm glad that she at least has saran hair, because these other two over here do not, unfortunately, and that kind of grinds my gears, but unfortunately you just have to put up with like the annoying little things just to have like the princess dolls, because you know, the Disney princess dolls back in the day were once very, very great, and they were once like oversaturating the market, and you could find them literally everywhere at like such great quality. And like now there seems to be like a Disney princess doll drought, especially like the good kind. And in my opinion, like the definitive Disney princess dolls are just gonna be the ones from the Disney store. Even if the hair quality isn't as great as I would like them to be, they are still like the definitive ones in my opinion. They're the most movie accurate, the most high quality that you can get right now. But moving on to Miss Rapunzel over here. She comes with her little tiara, and she's just got her like very, very long polypropylene hair. As you can see, it already looks dry as fuck, and like it's gonna need several flat ironings and like 85 boil washes, but here we are. She's got this little side part right over here, as well as these thin eyebrows. Kind of looks like she has like a brown like neutral like eyeshadow on her eyes, as well as these very defined like mascaraed up lashes. She's just got pink blush on, as well as pink lip gloss or like lipstick, and she's just got these little freckles on her face. She comes with these two little earrings, and then she's got on her like Party City Halloween Spirit looking Rapunzel gown. I don't exactly know why Mattel or Disney thinks that this type of execution is like, you know, good. I mean, I know that this is like the bare minimum, and like now we're finally getting fabric gowns, but like I feel like they could do a lot better. Not that this is bad, but these divas are not beating the Halloween Spirit Party City allegations like at all. And you're telling me that these are the actual official like products or whatever, like these are the official princesses and not knockoffs? Blasphemy. But anyways, she's got green eyes as well. They're very, very cute and big and expressive, and I will say that they match the CGI like enough, I guess. And then she's got these two little puff sleeves over here, as well as this like pink ribbon like right along the top of her bodice. And then she's just got this little swirl patterns with flowers and like paintbrushes and whatnot, very cutesy. And then she has these little heels, and for some reason the heels got the most detail. I'm not sure why, but it just has a bunch of these little ornate swirls on it. And it's got these two little bows on the front of them. And then as you can see, it's just this very shiny metallic kind of like sparkly fabric. Feels just like paper. Almost a napkin, but like I've felt napkins that are better than this. And then last but certainly not least, we have our diva Jasmine over here. And she's just got this jet black hair. It's very messily styled, and the way that they put them in the box doesn't like help the case either for trying to keep this hair intact, or hairstyle rather. But we got that crown. Ooh, this girl fell over. She didn't want to be here. Here we got that crown, and we got the jet black hair of hers, and these very, very cutesy and kind of like sculpted but like bushy looking eyebrows. And she has this very, very cute kind of like deep maroon reddish like brown like eyeshadow, as well as eyeliner on her eyelids, and these very gorgeous kind of like orangey brown eyes, and her two signature gold earrings. And then we have this very pixelated lipstick right over here. It's like two-toned with like a darker red and like a lighter one. And then she's just got on her little two-piece outfit right over here, as well as her little golden shoes. And just like Rapunzel's, it is very shiny, reflective, metallic. And it's got these little like swirls and like a whole bunch of other patterns, I guess relating to like her movie and whatnot and her interests. And then we just have this like extra like tulle over here, this extra mesh fabric at the top. And that's really all they wrote for these divas over here, especially Miss Jasmine. Now, her hair fiber feels like either a nylon or like another polypropylene of some sort. It doesn't feel like saran at all, because we have, you know, the saran right over here, and just comparatively, those do not even like video or photograph the same. But like, yeah, here we have these divas over here. I'm honestly gonna say that Moana has like the best hair out of like both of these divas, and since she doesn't have that like really sparkly metallic fabric, it almost makes her look a lot more like, I guess, realistic or something in terms of like what she's wearing. Like, it looks a lot less Party City like, and more like, you know, Walmart costume quality like. But yeah, I will say that these dolls are very, very pretty, and you should honestly go for these instead of the ones with the very cheaply molded on plastic clothes. But if you want to do one even better, then I would say to skip all of these and to just go straight for the Disney Store ones, because those look better and those offer like the highest amount of quality in my opinion, at the moment at least. Now here we've just got the little Disney Store doll comparison really quickly. This Rapunzel doll over here was, I think, from the 2018, I guess, like cycle of these Disney Store dolls. They're all essentially the same. And I think now they have like the same packaging, but like I got this one in 2018 from the Disney Store, and I got this one I believe in 2023 or 2022 from Amazon, but this is from the Disney Store in general. And like, as you can see, the details like really like, I guess, knock it out of the park in terms of like how accurate they look to the characters, especially like the outfits and whatnot. Like, these are definitely still very like, you know, girly and like frilly and whatnot, and like they definitely have a lot of that like glitter, like sparkle element or whatever that like they love to market the princesses with, but it's overall more like movie accurate in my opinion. Here we have Miss Jasmine over here. Like, even the faces, like I have to go ahead and dust them a bit because I just took them off the display, but these outfits, the faces, and like just the little details and whatnot, you know, really, really make them like the definitive versions in my opinion. Because like in comparison to like the regular budget Mattel doll, this definitely looks like, you know, a much more accurate like cosplay, if you will. And this is literally giving Party City costume, like 100% polyester, flammable as fuck, you know what I mean? And like, you can see such like a stark like difference almost in terms of like just the way that they look in general. Like, they're the same characters, but you can tell obviously which ones are more like elegant and more like, I guess, like official, if that makes sense. And in my opinion, I think that the Disney Store dolls look just a little bit more like mature and like just a little bit more like, I guess, grown up, if you will. I don't have a Disney Store Moana yet, but I really hope to get one soon. But yeah, that was just a little comparison. So y'all can see that I'm literally not lying to y'all when I'm telling y'all that this is kind of giving Party City a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah. The only thing that I really like still can't stand about like even the Disney Store dolls are the use of like polypropylene and like the hair. I think that it is like a high grade polypropylene, if you could even believe that like they could make polypropylene in like a high quality, but it's definitely not saran, and I don't think it is a high grade nylon. But if I am incorrect, somebody please do correct me if you know. But yeah, I think that the Disney Store dolls use a very high grade polypropylene compared to the like Mattel like low grade cheapy dry like polypropylene. Like this is box hair, like the definition of it, and like I can condition this as many times as I want to, but this is not gonna look great at all until I boil wash it and like flat iron it, to be quite honest. Ooh. But yeah, I really do overall love the Mattel dolls for what they are, but I really hope that we can start seeing more vast improvements, honestly, because we've seen how movie accurate these dolls can look when made by like other companies and whatnot. But I still think that the quality like definitely needs to be more of like a concern in terms of like just Disney dolls like in general, of like, you know, across all companies really. But yeah, hope y'all liked that little review, and I hope I brought some joy to your day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye y'all, stay safe, divas.